Never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. I am Josie Arreola.
I'm Rose.
Amber.
Rosanna.
And we are
The Urban Gab.
We have amazing guests today. We have Rudy Torres, fashion designer.
And Tony Certain, stylist.
We are gonna have fun. We're gonna ask them a lot of questions, all the questions you have, and they're gonna give us the answers because we don't know anything about fashion. Well, we kind of do, but we don't answer questions like, no. Okay,
Well,
but
you had a couple questions.
I did have questions.
Right.
I'm gonna ask them because I asked you and you didn't reply.
Oh, because I didn't know.
But then I asked Amber and
Well,
she
that's
said
what I'm going to
Rose.
ask Tony because he's a stylist.
But then Rosanna said I don't care.
Did you? And then when you say only 2 questions, I have like 10 questions. 4.
Well, we don't have
but-
time for 10 questions, Rosanna.
Well,
Okay, whatever. We are the Urban.
God.
Never stop dreaming.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Hello.
Welcome to the Urban Gap. We are here with our exclusive guest of today. We have here Raul Torres, our fashion designer. And we have here at Tony Certain.
Yes.
Is that how you
Yes.
pronounce it? Yes, I got it right. The stylist. And we are gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. But I'm Josie Arreola.
I'm Rosanna Nares.
Rose here.
And Amber Wells.
And we're here to entertain you, make you upset, make you happy, make you cry, and see what else we can do for you. Okay? So,
Is that every episode?
yeah, kinda.
Right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's what we do.
That's what we always do.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite topic ever.
Really.
Fashion.
Like I can't believe it.
You can't see all this? All this?
So welcome to the show, Raul. First of all, we're gonna ask you the question that everybody probably have. What is the difference in between a fashion designer and a stylist? Because we're kind of confused sometimes.
No problem. So, of course, like you mentioned, my name is Tony Certain, and I've been styling for about 6 years now, going on 6 years. Kind of behind the scenes, so a lot of individuals really don't know that I do wardrobe styling and styling as a passion as well. So how stylist is different from a designer, of course. Designer put in a lot of hard sweat, tears, maybe poking hands with needles. So it's more in depth for them, but for us, it's basically, of course, if we're working with a stylist or collaborating with other brands, it's easy, but it's also hard because they already have a concept or a vision board that they want to go with. So when they bring me on board, they kind of want me to do my personality of style and stuff like that, but also make sure that I'm still focusing on their brand and not going way over to the left, but making sure that the styles very represent them.
So more like an enhancer to the designer, right?
Yes, correct. Making sure that the whoever we're working with, like models, is can fit the brand and they have the look. So we the stylist and the designer really have to work hand in hand because we have to make sure we're contacting the designer, let them know the models that we pick.
So you have the ideas and he has the creativity.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I think he put it nicely, perfectly, and he says that it's easy. I don't think it's easy. He's very passionate about it, but I don't think it's that easy. I think he's passionate about it, and that's what probably makes it easy for him. But I think everything related in the industry it's pretty tough. We do everything from scratch. The designer, we have to either sketch it, then go fabric shopping. And sometimes whenever we, get to the fabrics, we kind of start envisioning what we want to work with. There's also a difference between somebody who does the forecast for the trends, the colors, what kind of fabrics are going to be trending for either the fall or the winter and stuff like that. So it's kind of a whole team that comes together. Once we put the ideas together, then the creativity starts to come into place. And a lot of the times people approach me and they ask me what the colors are, what shape, or what kind of pieces fit their body better. And a lot of times it's kind of like, well, I need to bring either a stylist with me so we can work together. So a lot of people, it's kind of like if you go to somebody that does makeup and ask them if they don't know how to do hair, and they're like, "Can you do my hair?" And they're gonna be like, it's kind of a small, kind of a small example. But I get asked those questions a lot. Some designers probably do know how to do like the whole entire thing. You have to wear many hats when you're in this industry. You have to look up what the colors are going to be trending for the fall or for every season. And sometimes they ask me, well, what's the trend that's going to be happening in this fall? But there's like 75 different like styles, 75 like more than 70 different looks, like 80s, 90s, 60s.
Right.
I mean, grunge look. I mean, there's so many different styles.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm just kind of like, which one do you want to know? There's so many. So, but at the same time, I love this industry because it's changing a lot. So I feel like the industry is becoming more diverse, more inclusive. So it's not just like scrawny little models that are size 0.
Right.
Because I have my Latinas and they're always approaching me, and my beautiful ladies are coming always saying, "We're curvy. You need to design something for us."
Voluptuous.
Exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
So how long have you been working together?
Probably since we started. I moved here about 6-7 years ago, and we've ran into each other in different events. I mean, we usually go to probably the same events here in the DFW area, and so we just recently did a photo shoot with the gold dresses that I'm going to be having for next month, October the 18th. So if you have time, we're actually the theme is going to be breast cancer awareness.
Okay.
So we're inviting, people, survivors, people who are either socialites or influencers to come out to the event. Wear some pink, obviously, to represent those who are survivors. And we are going to have also a Peruvian designer that's going to be part of our fashion show, a Venezuelan designer who designs beautiful jewelry pieces.
Nice.
So you guys have to be there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, we're gonna be there. We're so ready. And guess what? I had the opportunity to talk to Tony before the show started. He is coming from being a football player, something totally different, right?
Yes, and well, it started off as football, and then eventually I went towards the cooking industry. I'm from New Orleans. I'm originally from New Orleans, so that's kind of in my genes a little bit.
Yeah.
And when football really didn't work out, I was like, well, I really love to cook. I find myself cooking a lot, and just being around family that loves to cook. So that was kind of what I took. My major was culinary, and just found a passion in cooking. So I didn't really get into the fashion until I moved back to Dallas, but I was still juggling. I was going to Le Cordon Bleu at the time, and I was probably like a month away from graduating when I made a hard decision to not graduate, to focus on the fashion industry, because that's how passionate I was. And I love fashion, so like when they have sales, I try to get different pieces to pull, like when I have different projects. So if it's a sale going on, like all the ladies will be in there shopping, and I'm right there between them. Like this big guy is sitting up here.
And by the way, he's seated right now. Tony's seated, but he's a very tall gentleman. I have to say.
So, yeah.
6'4", right? 6'4" or
Yes,
6'5".
6'4".
And what about you, really? I mean, you've been designer, like your entire life? Or?
Actually, when I started, my mom was a seamstress. Since I was a little kid, and I was always standing right there next to the sewing machine, and she would be like, "Hasta pa allá, get out of here."
Yeah.
And I'd be kind of like, "Oh, pues déjame ver, let me see. I want to see how you do it."
Right.
you're not supposed to be here. Like, this is not your stuff. So
It's not for kids,
it's not for
right?
kids. And so it really interested me. And then I moved to California. When I lived in California, I just kind of completely forgot about it. Moved to Arkansas, out of all places. People were like, "What are you doing in Arkansas?" It's this really small town, but I was just that even worse. I completely forgot about fashion because I was like, "There's nothing here, fashion." So,
Right.
but believe it or not, Walmart headquarters are like right there, and they give a lot of proceeds to the college and the university. Most of the students who graduate end up working for Walmart, and Dillard's, their headquarters are in Arkansas as well. So everybody either works either for Walmart or Dillard's. And so I didn't know that the University of Arkansas had a degree in fashion. I started out with graphic design, which is kind of something similar, a lot of creativity. When I graduated from that, it was just like a strong foundation because, I had a lot of credits, and I felt like I was a step further than the rest of the students because I had already taken, drawing, sculpting, photography. And so I just felt like that kind of put me like a step further than everybody else. And it was a really neat combination. It's another thing that I mentioned. It's like a collaboration between stylists, graphic designers, makeup artists. A lot of the times I don't really have to tell them what my vision is because they already know that I design gowns, so they want something elegant, something glamorous.
Right.
Every now and then I give them the creativity, or they just like, here are 2 dresses, Tony, do your magic. And he knows exactly what to do. Then I moved to Dallas, Texas after I graduated, and I started doing my fashion shows. You've been to one of them.
Yes.
You've been a sponsor for one of my fashion shows.
I was there 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So I kind of took a little break, and now I'm back stronger, and we're gonna be there next month. So hopefully you guys can be there first row, VIP, everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, we're ready. And actually, the show that I went to, you have these beautiful dresses, very glamorous. But I didn't see any black. I mean, it was like white, blue. I have some pictures, but I didn't see any black dress. I mean, it's not your favorite color?
I feel like I'm going to eventually start getting into designing black dresses.
Okay.
But I like color. I like a lot of color. And if I do, like for example, for this next collection, most of my pieces are gonna be gold. Okay. But I'm going to be including some Mexicano pieces that are Mexican inspired.
Beautiful.
And if you guys allow me, I can call one of the models so you guys can kind of see a few
Sure. Yes.
This, you come right there.
Wow.
So you can see,
Wow.
I actually hand sewed all of those appliques on there. So it looks like it's already in the fabric, but I actually hand sewed everything on there, and then the flowers, obviously, little roses to match everything else.
Oh my God, beautiful.
Yeah. So, and then I actually went to a fashion show in that Carolina Herrera had at Neiman Marcus, and they have a lot of Mexican influence in their design. So I was so thrilled to be there.
Yes.
All right, and then the next model, please. Miss Elaine.
And in all the colors, it's perfect for the Hispanic Heritage Month and the celebrations. Oh my goodness.
So this is kind of like Gatsby inspired with all the sequins.
Very sexy.
Very sexy.
Very sexy.
Thank you very much. So you guys, this is just kind of a small, on these pieces, if you want to come closer over here, Elaine, they have to match. For example, like you can't really see that there's a seam right here on the side. You have to match the seam so that you're not, like it doesn't look uneven. And so, I don't know if you can tell right here. Yeah, I have to match every single seam so that it kind of hides away all of the seams. Exactly.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times I'll do draping, and the draping helps me a lot to design and to come up with newer pieces. For example, this fabric can make this design, but I can also do a different cut, and it will give me a completely different design than this one. So
Very beautiful.
And it takes
Yeah.
how long to make a dress like that?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
I mean, with everything, the creativity, the ideas, I mean, like,
Right.
I mean, it can take up to, I would say, maybe 2 or 3 days. But if I focus on it like 100%, then I could probably get it done in a few hours, maybe.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you a little bit story about that.
I thought you was gonna say 1 month.
Yeah.
I was like,
I'll tell
just
you-
for one dress.
I'll
Oh,
tell
but it's
you
great.
a little bit about that dress now that you asked. The model that I originally designed it for, she needed to have it done in a certain amount of time. She was gonna do a ceremony for her graduation, and so my assistant was there in the back, and the needle broke, and he almost fainted. He's like, he was freaking out. and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no time to freak out. If you
Right.
like stress out or freak out,
Right.
you're not gonna be able to
Right.
know what to do.
Right.
So
Right.
I actually grabbed a hand sewing needle and I sewed her into the dress.
Wow.
And she stepped out just like 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds before she had to be on stage.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of craziness that happens
Yes.
behind the
Oh,
scenes
yeah,
that
you
nobody
never know.
sees and nobody knows. It's like,
You never know.
You never
when it's
know
gonna
what's
come.
gonna
Yeah.
happen.
What is the worst thing that had happened to you?
I
Like,
would-
you can remember.
I would say that's probably one of the worst ones. But again, if you kind of stay relaxed and not stressed out, then your mind is fresh to think about what solution you're gonna have. But I would say that's probably one of the biggest ones.
And what do you do to have that attitude? What is it that you?
I mean, I'm just so passionate about it, and so to me, I'm just kind of relaxed, working away, and not like panicking or stressing out, and that comes with time. Because at first I was just like stressing out, like we're gonna have this, we're gonna have the models change in like 30 seconds, and those things happen.
Right.
You have to know how to react. I think dress malfunctions happen, very often, and you have to be able to know how to react and resolve something like that.
Under
Yeah,
stress. all
under
the
stress.
time.
But like I said, if you just calm, stay calm, that's the best way to
Right.
come up with a solution.
That's a really good advice for everybody, not just for the fashion industry. I guess we all sometimes need to stay calm.
I mean, look at what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before that camera hits play, we're just like,
Like, don't focus on the problem, just find the
Right.
solution.
Right.
That's it,
Yeah.
right?
ours are more minute. Maybe a lipstick color is off here and there, but that's not. So that's something we can fix.
Oh, the letters are
Yeah.
not.
My hair is not curled well, which is mine, not these ladies. It's just mine.
You don't have to worry about that.
I know, that's why I said that.
That's nice. What is the worst thing that happened to you? Crazy. I don't know.
I probably would say, like Rose said, really just a malfunction, because you have it during, model casting, and once you pick your models and you do the measurements and stuff like that, and it's good, and maybe do a fitting, depending on how the designer eye is. Some designers can just look at a model and automatically know their size and really don't have to do a fitting. So, but once you get in the whole, it's showtime basically, and you put the pieces on. Some maybe designers look at the model and possibly don't like how it looks. So now it's maybe not fitting right, or it looks some type of way. So now we have to try to go and scramble and get another model to kind of see if that looks, well, or certain like that. So that's probably pretty much my worst moments is doing fashion shows, like doing like fittings and stuff like that.
It was like the crunch time.
Yeah.
Crunch time. Everything is
Stress.
like everything has to be done in a certain time, and then if somebody comes late and you're just kind of like already running behind, so
Mhm.
crunch time is very important. I just remember something else that we did, like blocks, and the models they had a stool to come up the block and kind of model around it. Just like every 30 seconds they had to like turn around so that everybody in the audience would see the piece. And it was so bad that when they were coming down on the other end, they were either tripping or the dress would get stuck on the block and they would fall. So I was just kind of like, oh my God, like how do I help them? And you couldn't really help them. You know, it's kind of like one of those situations where like, oh, was logistically planned wrong, and the models should have practiced a little bit longer. So you just keep learning from, you know, from whatever happens. I'm gonna fix it next time, and then you have meetings with the people that help you, because it's not just, you know, it's not just me. It's, you know, Tony, the makeup artist. There's so many people involved behind the scenes, and I always like to give credit to everybody that helps me, because it's not just me. It's, you know, the makeup artist, the hairstylist, the people who are volunteering. I mean, it's just a whole entire team that puts the show together.
Exactly.
When it's crunch time and you're about to have your models go and you've got everything planned, it can just be so catastrophic whenever you've got a model that gets sick, or like you said, the zipper rips, right? And they're about to walk on. And there's so many accommodations that you have to make in that moment and be on your toes.
Most designers try to get like an assistant stylist or a main stylist that kind of be their eyes, because, you know, the designer is, their mind is there, but their mind is not there, you know. So they may be trying to do lineup and can't see something because, you know, they're trying to move around. But that's why it's important for that wardrobe stylist or stylist to catch that and be like, hey, did you see this? We might have to change this really quick. And it could be crunch time, like the model can be number 2 and getting ready to walk and the zipper is broke. Like you have to be really quick to come up and start sewing or do some type of to get that fixed before they hit the walkway. So it is. It's very hectic.
Sounds like a roller coaster.
I've heard of everything from gluing the dress to typing it to fitting shoes with different things to just make sure that it happens right.
Yeah.
I had another designer. They were helping me kind of to press some of my dresses, and he put the iron on one of my gowns, and it made a big hole. So I just walked away because I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to solve this problem, but it was just kind of, that was probably also one of the biggest ones, and I just kind of stepped away from it. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to react to this one.
What happened? What was the outcome?
We actually, sewed it, and you couldn't, it was an area where you couldn't really see it. So thankfully that we solved that problem as well, but I was just kind of like, everybody just kind of froze. Like, you know, at the moment that happened, they're like, guess what happened? I was like, I kind of feel like, oh. So that was, exactly.
I think I'll be out in the audience, because all the drama that's happening behind the scenes, I don't think my heart can take it. I'll just be the one enjoying the scene. When the models come down the runway, all poised and, you know, put together, I think that will be me out there.
I want to say some highs. Hi to Gloria that is watching. Hi, how are you doing? We're here talking fashion. And then we also have Linda Manning. Hi, how are you, Linda? Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Shannon Love, thank you for watching us. We are talking about fashion and crazy things that had happened to all of us. So thank you for watching. And thank you for being here with us. And we get going. Any more questions?
Oh yeah, I have. Yes,
sorry.
of course. No, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, have you all had any malfunctions or any interesting happenings? Interesting happenings here on set?
Yes.
Please don't make us say it.
Film is just the same thing. Well, the worst thing happens when you film something and then you realize you did not turn on the microphone.
Oh my goodness.
And then you have to redo it or voice over it, and it's just crazy. And also wardrobe malfunctions happen all the time. Makeup, hair. Sometimes our hairs are like
Their hair's on. I put mine this way for a reason.
Often electronics malfunctions and stuff like that. That's super bad, because you can control the hair and the makeup, you can fix it and everything, but when it's the camera
Technical,
or
right.
it's something else, it's just like freaking out. Like, go get another camera and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Sometimes I have to use a tape or maybe a staple, you know, for some of the clothes that I have. It's just something that's like, okay, where's the staple? The tape, right? Which is, yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Good tips.
I remember going for an audition, and as I was headed there, my button broke, right? So I'm like scrambling. What am I gonna use? Like, it was a shirt that was above the button. I couldn't pull it down, so I found a safety pin. And I did the safety pin. I'm like, well, I'm gonna tuck it in, right? It'll be the best it can be. Well, so I'm in the audition, and lo and behold, it pops open,
wow.
pokes me. I'm like starting to. It wasn't too much blood, but I'm bleeding, right? So then I'm like,
Show must go on.
show must go on, and I just smiled and kept on going. You know, things happen.
This is part of the event.
Yeah.
I thought it when it popped up and I think you were like, oh, the part of the scene, right?
Right.
Do I get extra credit?
Maybe I would have landed the role if I would have been like, and
This sort of
Yeah, and I have real blood to show.
right,
an
I
actress.
was an actress, method acting.
Go and say hot sweat, blood and tears.
It was gonna turn into a crime scene instead of like audition.
Gloria has a question. It says, tips for a woman over 50, what to wear to look elegant and joyful.
I definitely, like I was explaining earlier to
Rose.
Rose, you know, it all depends on how you feel. Like, you know, some individuals may not feel as comfortable, so they really want to be covered up. So, you know, I honestly would say a nice pantsuit. A lot of pantsuits are coming back for a lot of people that's in the fashion industry, as well as people that just love fashion. A nice blouse or blazer, or you know, some nice jeans. I'm a person, I always like to do blazer, not so much detail with the undergarment, but a nice, as long as the blazer is nice and a nice pair of jeans. Definitely would also just, you know, compliment the figure and just keep them still fresh and not make them feel like they're out of style or old-fashioned. You know, it's still trending, and they're still, because you can also put tennis shoes on. With the blazer, you can put heels on, sandals. It all depends. It's just how you know, how you make that outfit look. So I would definitely say a pantsuit and a blazer and a nice pair of jeans.
I will back him up on that. I don't know if you guys have seen the latest look that Jennifer Lopez did with Versace,
Yes,
and she's
yes,
almost close to her 50s, I believe, and she rocked
And
it.
right.
And it's all about how the woman feels. If she
Right.
feels sexy and she can
Right.
rock that
Yes.
garment, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, 14. It's all about how you feel. If you feel sexy, I mean,
Right.
you should see the video when she's rocking
Oh,
that.
we all
Yes.
know
Yeah.
that.
So
Yes.
it's all
Gorgeous.
about how you feel. If you feel sexy, if you feel elegant, you have to project that.
Mhm.
You know,
Right,
as a
right.
woman, no hay mujer fea.
No. Solo maridos pobres.
Eso.
That was funny. Oh my
And
god.
I interrupted her. I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
You
you're
had a
fine.
question?
Actually, it would piggyback off of her question, Sharon's question, is it?
Glorious.
Gloria's question. I'm so sorry. So basically, based on Tony, what you said, having that basics in your wardrobe, like you said, the suit. So you can break it up into separates. You can have it in different textures, so like velvet for evening, and then maybe like a suede for like another time.
Right.
So what are the basics? Do you think every woman, let's say, I'll put a age group of like between 30 and let's say 50, that they should have in their wardrobe to make sure that they're always in style?
Definitely off top.
Let's say 5 things.
5 things.
Yeah,
Okay.
real quick. That way they can look through their closet real quick.
So of course, number one, like I said, a blazer, because you know you can always wear blazer to any occasion and still not feel underdressed or overdressed, and kind of fit in that category. Jeans, nice pair of jeans. Also now it's like bodysuits. It's more like the 70s look. That's not too tight, but you still feel comfortable. I would say
spandex
right,
material.
yeah, spandex type of material, and of course,
Crisp white tee, maybe.
oh yes, a white tee, V-neck, white tee, or a crew neck. It all depends, how comfortable you feel. I guess it just depends. I was also a nice dress that you can wear, like an evening dress. Not so much, I wouldn't say cocktail hour, but somewhere if you're working, you can still go to brunch or something, or to maybe a late dinner or something that you can still move around with and not feel overdressed. So it's all about just making yourself feel comfortable, and not showing that, because you can tell when someone they're happy about what they have on and they're confident, right, rather than you feel tight and like, I don't really.
It shows, right?
Right.
Your attitude.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, to recap for Gloria, so it's a suit,
Mm-hmm.
white tee, a spandex,
Yeah.
a spandex
pants.
bodysuit, jeans,
Mhm.
proper fitted jeans, and then I didn't catch that
Blazer.
last. Or no,
Blazer.
dress.
Yeah.
A
Yes,
dress.
yes.
Yeah.
But
So
you
let's
said
say the
blazer.
blazer goes with the suit, the pants.
Like, yeah, because you
And
can pull
then
it
a
off and wear
good,
it.
a good dress that you can wear for evening or daytime.
Yes.
So that
Perfect.
that dress, and everybody needs that perfect little black dress, really, right? And so they could just probably, if they had that already, they could wear it to pretty much anything. And if it was a cocktail, they can grab it just for that
Right.
event. But if it's the right shape, it's the right fit, they feel fabulous in it, then they're gonna want to wear it,
Right.
even out to dinner.
Yes.
So,
And you can
yeah.
always bring your type of different accessories, so you can kind of
Play
switch.
with
If
it.
you're in the morning and you're going somewhere, you just wear it plain with a little
Yeah.
earrings, and then you just dress it up at the
Right.
night time.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
just piggybacking off of you with the accessory. You really don't want to do too much accessory. Just a pair of nice earrings, maybe a bracelet or a nice ring or something. Of
Even
course,
like a watch the way you have
yeah,
it.
and
you're
a
right.
watch
That's nice.
complements everything, and then always, of course, like if it's not high elegant evening, like a clutch, you can always have a
A
clutch and
statement clutch. Yeah.
kind of wear it anywhere and
That's
still
usually my go-to.
right,
It's
and
just a
still be
statement clutch.
fashionable.
Yeah, dead serious. I just always have that clutch. That's why I'm always seeking for good clutches. So yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Just to, I love you all, and I really dearly love you.
Where are you
but
going
just
with this?
don't try
Okay.
to put on a 2-size pants. If you are size 7, please don't do that.
Yeah.
I love you, but don't do it. Okay?
Fit over everything, right?
Yes. Please.
Yeah, that's
And getting on what Amber said about the little black dress, now there's different variations as well.
Mm-hmm.
So is it more on the fitting or the color itself? Because a lot of people get that confused. Because you could have like a little blue dress or a little burgundy dress.
Mhm.
So do you go more for the fit? That way you can have the dress for a longer period of time, or do you go for just the color and then go with black, red, green?
Probably the fit,
The fit, right.
and of course, if it is the fit, just try to stay. Now, if you're bold, then get a bold color, but like a black or nude or something that you can kind of just pull and just add to it and make it look different every time you put that piece on. If that's your favorite jumps, onesie or something, you can just always switch it up and make it look different every time you walk out the house with it. So.
Yes.
And I've heard that tip before, and I actually keep following it to this day. So that's a great tip.
It is a great
that I follow,
tip.
yeah.
So,
So,
fall is
yeah.
coming, right? So what
Yes.
do we know about fall?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? What is coming up, or what would you?
So I don't know if you guys noticed, it's a lot of like bohemian. A lot of designers
So
are,
bell
Boho
bottoms.
styles.
Yeah,
I
so
love
bell
it.
yeah, the
bottoms.
bell bottoms,
Yeah.
So
the high waisted. Right. So, and then color. Of course, a lot of designers are going with bright colors. That's kind of trending for the fall, as well as like different patterns. Maybe animal print.
Love it.
Yeah. So a lot of designers actually use animal print this time. So you guys will definitely probably see a lot of different prints and color schemes that's just really bold and be like, wow, I didn't know that those colors
Go for
would
fall,
right.
right,
So
yeah.
Be good for fall.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
question about that. So I'm always kind of confused. So I love animal print. But say I saw when I went out shopping a couple of days ago that there was animal pants, and then you've got the sweaters or the shirts, and I can usually pair a pair of nice pants with that or a skirt or whatever. Shirt's easy for me. But what about when it's on bottom? So if you buy that print on bottom, in the past, when I was young, you would have to match everything, right? You got your pink earrings, you got your pink shirt, you got your pink socks, right? Everything's coordinated.
Yeah, and
But now it's not really like that, right?
no, and you know, a lot of people they still want to stick to. If I have horses on my pants, I want a horse shirt. I may want some horse earrings, accessories. But no, you don't have to do that now because, like you said, fashion is changing. So you could put on some animal print pants with maybe like a ruffle blouse and be like, okay, I don't think that it'll match, but I'm gonna put it on, and it's actually a trend and it's fashionable. And to other people, they're like, wow, like this looks
Like
really
thought
good,
out.
right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So yeah, it just all depends. Just having fun and being confident and just having fun with fashion, pretty much. Because fashion is basically, it's just having fun and personality, and you feel good, you look good. So
There's actually a pyramid for the people who are innovators. So you first see like let's say you're an innovator and you say I'm gonna wear those pants with animal print, and then you're gonna wear a completely different top and you're just gonna rock it, and then other people are gonna be like, well, she looks different. And if you inspire people, they're gonna start following your trend. So those are the innovators. Those are the ones that usually sit on the front row of the fashion shows. If I design something completely different and crazy maybe, and then somebody likes it, like Lady Gaga, or then everybody's gonna be like, oh, look what she's wearing, and everybody's gonna start following. So it's the innovators, the innovators that follow them, and then the mass production where everybody's gonna start buying, and then there's the people at the end who are the laggards, basically, like they don't really care, they just want the discount, and then I mean it's just it kind of depends on where you're at. If you're bold, and if you want to be an innovative and you don't really care what other people are gonna say, like, oh, looks different or doesn't fit like the mold of everybody else, but that's who you are. You're that that's your personality, and you're gonna rock it every time.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome. But we always have a moment of gossip in this show. So we already picked our gossip theme, and we already mentioned it, but we're gonna keep talking about it.
Yeah.
And now what we have you here, what is the number?
So what we have you here, let's talk about Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo. And since we just finished New York Fashion Week and this is the fashion show, thought we would just talk about her beautiful, catchy, edgy green gown that she wore at Versace. And, there's a lot of gossip talk about this week. It's all over Twitter. E! News had a big thing on it. So the dress she wore, if you haven't seen it, we'll try and just pull it up here. It was gorgeous, but it also was very close and similar to the coloring and that she had 20 years ago. So let's kind of talk about that. It's so incredible that she's just iconic.
So, I mean, going back to what we said earlier, I mean, she's an icon. She's, known throughout the world. I'm pretty sure that I'm getting a lot of inbox messages from people to make something similar to what she wore. And so, again, she is an innovator in that regard. So I'm pretty sure all of her fans want to wear, anytime they see an icon like her, they're going to want to follow her and buy.
Sure, exactly.
And it's basically just something strategic from their part, from Versace. They're like, well, she has a lot of followers. She's this very successful woman, and we're gonna put her to rock this piece. And I mean,
Right.
that's their intention, was to create that buzz, that chisme, that
Right.
because she's gonna sell tons.
Oh
of
yeah,
pieces.
more.
This was her 20 years ago in this beautiful green dress, and she rocked it then. But really, the word out there has been, and this next one I'm going to show you. Woo! 20 years later, and she's how old? Like 50? Didn't she just have her 50th
50.
birthday?
No, she's
Wow.
50.
Wow. I mean, I think she looks younger in this than even 20 years ago. She's done such an amazing
Right.
job on herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that piece is very iconic.
Yeah.
And, even to this day, a lot of designers probably get inboxes for this piece, like during different galas or events, where the ladies can really dress up and show their figure, because of course, as you can see, it shows a lot of skin.
It does.
So, and that goes back to just being bold, and just if you look good, you're definitely gonna rock it, and encourage others to be bold enough to get something made like that or go find something like that. But yeah, Jello definitely, she killed that one.
Yeah, she
Hands
did.
down.
Right. Well, on some of the Twitter comments, it's like someone said she's aging backwards. I think I like this dress back then even better than, this person said, I think I liked this dress back then a lot more than I do now. So this person was like, oh, I like the other one.
Right.
Maybe she would like to be as revealing, but also here's one that says, loving the shoes. There was Poison Ivy. She did kind of look like that Poison Ivy character. That is so beautiful. But there was one that I was going to find here that I thought, yeah, it's absolutely true. It said, if I had a body like that, I'd wear that outfit every day.
Of course.
For sure.
If you feel, it depends on how conservative you are and how bold you are. That also reflects it, because, like, let's say if I want to wear something, but I'm not really that bold, I'm not going to be able to project that, and people are going to see how nervous I am wearing that piece. I'll share a little bit of something that it wasn't that crazy, but I actually made a skirt one time. It was kind of like Japanese, Europe, or Asia, men wear skirts, and I actually made a black skirt, and I wore it with a shirt, a white shirt, and I was gonna go out to dinner, and my friend was like, I'm not gonna go out to dinner with you looking like that. Like, he was literally embarrassing, and I'm like, that's fine, you don't have to. We went, I got compliments since we left,
Yes.
and we arrived. The whole entire time people were complimenting me, and my friend was like,
My question, like for short people, like what's the best to wear? Like sometimes if I put a long dress, then I look shorter. If I put a really, really tiny skirt, my husband is like, isn't that too short? But what is it that you recommend for short people?
Definitely, of course, the length does make a difference, but just finding pieces that's not gonna overpower your height size or look scrunched up on you, like you said, with the pants. So it's, of course, their style, but you can really see their full figure as well as just, like I just said, just making sure that you don't overpower, go doing too much. Just making sure you kind of stay in your range of what you fit, your size, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because if I put a bulky dress and then my shoes and then a hat and then a scarf and then you can see me. Like clothes are walking.
I think you have to know your attributes, like which, for example, when you go on a red carpet and you see this actress and her back looks amazing, most of the designers are going to look on making a dress that's going to, enhance her attributes, either her legs, her, her chest, whatever. She has a long neck. You're going to want to focus on that. and not hide, what, you can probably hide what you don't feel comfortable with. Like some women don't feel like their arms are their strongest.
Right.
Like, you're gonna want to find something that's gonna kind of hide the things that you don't feel confident with, and then just enhance the parts of your body that you mostly get complimented on.
And let's say she does love like outfits that are maybe too tall for her. What do you think is the importance of tailoring? Because she can wear any style. I don't think and she's limited to any styles, but tailoring could be something
Tailoring
that you
can be done as well.
look into, right?
Correct.
Yeah. That way, if you love a really long pant and then it's cigarette pants, she can just heighten
Right.
it up and
Exactly.
get it all chopped off.
The story of my life.
Well, one of the things I've heard so many women talk about in my circle and just in general is that a lot of our society, I think the average size is what, like a 12, 14 or a 14, 16, somewhere in there. So a lot of the fashion is designed for the smaller mannequins that we see. But I love how we've kind of talked about some of that starting to evolve, right? Starting to say, no, I ain't no size 2, right? I'm going to rock it like I'm supposed to do. And so whenever that you're looking for that, though, it is important to look at what does fit you the best, like what she's saying, her height. But if you're heavier in the middle, I mean, you mentioned a blazer. Is single-breasted or double-breasted? Like, there's things like that I knew that is better to wear depending upon where you're heavier at, because there's different body types.
Right.
So
Correct.
can you share that with us?
I would probably say, of course, just making sure that it's not too tight. Definitely, if you wear size large, and it all depends on the fabric as well, because different fabric does fit different on different individuals. So if it's cotton and you know that it's maybe like a stretch knit, it's possibly that it'll look okay, but it'll also maybe show something that you really don't want to show. So kind of just getting familiar like with your different fabrics of what looks good on you as far as when you're picking your daily outfit or for a major event or something. Just making sure that that piece is definitely fitting to your body size.
Really, what people like? Let's say that I have an event and I want to get in touch with because I want something specific. What do we do? How can we contact you?
You can contact me through exclusivecreatives.com. There's different tabs on there for their brands. You'll find my name there. You can contact me on social media. I'll give you all of the links.
Of course.
So you can find me. The easiest way would be Facebook or any kind of social media. You reach out to me. Preferably if you send me an inbox, I can definitely do that. I'm pretty good about reaching out to you guys as soon as you send me a message. I'm always trying to, except whenever I'm in an interview, I can't, answer right away. But
Sure.
I'm pretty good about answering and replying
Nice.
to it.
I know we're winding down a little bit, but I want those beautiful models to just stand next to us
thank
right
you.
before we
Come
leave.
back.
That
We're
way,
gonna see our models again.
That way they can make me feel like a model as well. One can stand here, the other one can stand right there. Such beautiful pieces. They
are beautiful. And remember, Rudy is gonna have a fashion show coming soon. The information is gonna be there. I mean, what day is
Tell us
It's
about
going to be October the 18th. We are, if you want to nominate anybody who's a cancer survivor, you can also follow the link, so the information will be on there. If you want to nominate somebody who's best well-dressed in the DFW area, we're also gonna, we're gonna select anywhere from 5 to 10 people, and they will get to rock our catwalk the day of the fashion
we'll
show.
put a direct link to this gentleman right here
Thank you.
in the bottom bar there. That way you will be able to just click it and talk to you, right?
Yes, correct. And everybody is welcome. This is a public event. We actually have some models coming from out of state, from Arkansas. That's where I went to school up there. And they're really excited to come down here and rock the catwalk. We're gonna do it in downtown. Our building is right next to Majestic Theater. So it's a really great location. They're opening a brand new park like a week before it, so it's just perfect timing for this whole event.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ruli, for being with us.
Yes, really, you were the best. Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for being with us, guys. And we're so happy that you guys are following us on Facebook, Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we post a new video. And whenever Rose is doing workout and Rosanna is cooking and Emma is doing other. So
I might have Tony cooking with me too because
I
it's his
know.
passion. It's
I
my
know.
passion too.
Right?
So
No, lunch's on him now. We're going over right his house.
Yes.
Thank you to Ruli and Tony once
Yes,
again.
thank you
guys
very much.
so
Thank you for
much.
being
it was great.
Thank
you.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you to our models.
Yeah.
Thank you to our
Thank you.
models.
Yeah,
They're
beautiful.
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 Yes.
And what are your names, girls?
I'm Fatima.
And I'm Elaine.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
You
thank
look
you.
amazing.
Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
This is the Urban Gap.
Urban Gap, thank you.
Deep end.